Our ego is meant to protect us, but your ego is destroying and preventing any possibility of success that you can have right now. There's a difference in confidence and there's a difference in ego. Your ego isn't necessarily this what we view it as. You know, your ego back 100, 200, 500, 1,000 years ago, your ego was more of a subconscious superpower that helped protect yourself in dangerous situations because there was way more risk of just waking up and dying that day, 500 years ago than there is today. And of course, everybody dies, everybody will die, everybody dies every single day, or people do. But that's not for you today. And that's not what we're talking about. And obviously, kings, queens, big higher up people, an ego, there's different versions of an ego. And so the ego, when you get to that high of level, is exactly what we view it as, which is thinking you're better than everybody, thinking that you're perfect, your ideas are perfect, you don't need to learn more, everything you have is going good, your way is the right way, and all that jazz. That's what we view ego as now. Now, especially 5,000 years ago, when there wasn't, rulers and there was just tribes and shit, your ego really was to protect you from danger. But now, your mind in modern civilization is trying to find a way, or is trying to find out the danger in society. Your subconscious is trying to protect you from something that can hurt you. But what is it that's going to hurt you in this modern day when it comes to taking the risk, chasing your dreams, and becoming that person that you want to become? Nothing is going to happen. And that's the fucking issue. Our mind, our ego, so many people, will comment something negative online and then you'll say, why don't you chase your dreams? And then they'll say something like, oh, I don't want to do that shit. That's not for me. I'd rather do this. Why don't you get a regular job? As if somehow working a regularized job is better than being free, because they've been brainwashed like peasants, like slaves. But those people, when they're talking, that's their ego talking. Their ego is trying to protect them from judgment, from fear, from risk, from what could happen if they got out of their shell and actually took the risk. If they broke through that tiny little circle that they're used to being in, or broke out of that lake, let's say, and was able to explore the ocean, is a good metaphor. That's ego talking when people say, good luck with that, and they have some kind of negative connotation towards what you're trying to do, because their ego is trying to protect them from what's happening, which is you leveling up from your friends, your family, and others to become your best self. All great people, to become something great, to do something great, had to put their ego aside. If you have an ego right now trying to protect you, making you feel like you're all good and you're God and you're perfect and you don't need to change anything, that's your ego talking. Your ego is preventing you from success because you're afraid to make a post on social media about something that you're knowledgeable in or something that you just enjoy. Because you're afraid to finally take the leap into starting a new business, as simple as it could be just starting an LLC or buying a trailer to start the business and starting to do it on the side or whatever. And other people, their egos will get in the way and, make them put shade on you. Or even that internal voice, your subconscious, it's still your ego, will say, you don't need to do that. You're fine the way it is. You don't need to take that risk. What if you fail? What if this? What if that? You're good right here. Why even do it? I'm telling you, your ego is holding you back. your ego is preventing all of the success that could be in your life from coming to you. You need to put your ego to the side and allow God to come into your life. Be blessed with life in general and just what it has to offer, and block out that voice always trying to talk down to you. Reframe that voice into positive thoughts, into positive thinking, into how, you can better yourself versus always bringing yourself down. People think an ego is only about confidence. Your ego will also make you unconfident. Your ego will also try to taper you back from where you want to go because it wants you to stay in this comfortable position. Your ego doesn't want to be killed, but you have to kill your ego or put it to the side and allow judgment and fear to no longer be a thing, because who gives a fuck of what people think? Literally. Who gives a fuck? Most people will forget, especially with content. If it doesn't go viral, it's not going viral, so nobody's going to see it. And if it does go viral, then you're on your way. But especially with public speaking and just mistakes or embarrassing things that happen in person, where your ego makes you think that you're too good for bad things to come to you, so you don't even try, or you feel embarrassed. So you can fuck up and nobody's going to remember it the next day. It doesn't matter if you had like an hour seminar or 20 minutes public speaking, or you fucking fall in front of 100 people at the mall or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. People are going to go about their day and forget that shit. Time goes on. So what are you fucking worried about? What are you worried about, bro? This is your sign to kill your ego. You need to commit an ego death. You need to commit ego side. I don't know if they'll suicide. They'll probably try to take down this video you saying shit like that, but it's true. You got to commit ego suicide. Fuck it, man. You only got one life to live. Why are you gonna let an imaginary subconscious figure or being dictate your life, or the opinions of others because of fear and judgment dictate your life? Don't get to 80, 90 years old and regret everything because you didn't take the fucking chance. Bet on yourself. Commit an ego suicide. Put your ego to the fucking side. Forget that shit. Throw it in the trash. You don't need it. You need to level up, boss up. Stop worrying about what other people think and just do you, bro. It's all gonna pay off in the end. Believe in God, believe in yourself, trust the process, and enjoy the journey, most importantly. I promise, bro. You're gonna get there. Your time is coming. Commit an ego suicide and be free.